Imagine this. The alarm goes off. You look at the clock. You calculate the numbers. You slept for a solid 8 hours. You followed the rules. You did what the doctors told you to do. But when you try to get out of bed, you feel like you've been hit by a truck. Your eyes are heavy. Your brain is foggy. You are exhausted. Now imagine a different scenario. You sleep for 5 hours, just 5. But when you open your eyes, you are instantly alert. You feel sharp. You feel energized. You jump out of bed, ready to attack the day. How is this possible? How can the person who slept less feel better than the person who slept more? Welcome to the science of sleep optimization. For decades, we have been sold a lie. The lie is that you need 8 hours of sleep to function. We treat sleep like a bank account, thinking that the more hours we deposit, the richer we feel. But biology doesn't work like a bank. Biology works on rhythms. In this audiobook, we are going to break the rules. We are going to explore the science-backed methods used by elite athletes, military pilots, and top-tier CEOs to sleep less but sleep deeper. We are going to stop focusing on time in bed and start focusing on sleep efficiency. If you are tired of waking up tired, and if you want to reclaim 14 hours of your week, that's 2 extra hours a day, then listen closely. It is time to hack your sleep. To understand how to sleep less, you first have to understand what happens when you close your eyes. You don't just shut down like a laptop. Your brain goes on a journey. This journey is called the Ultradian Rhythm, better known as the sleep cycle. Each cycle lasts approximately 90 minutes, not an hour, not 8 hours, 90 minutes. Inside that 90-minute cycle, you move through stages. First, there is light sleep, then deep sleep. This is where the body repairs muscles and clears out toxins. Finally, REM sleep, rapid eye movement, where you dream and process memories. Here is the secret that changes everything. It is not about the total hours. It is about the total cycles. Let's do the math. If you sleep for 8 hours, that's roughly 5.3 cycles. Do you know what happens at the end of 5.3 cycles? Your brain is already in light sleep. It's almost awake. You open your eyes and you feel fresh. So the goal is not to starve yourself of sleep. It is to target 5 cycles, which is 7.5 hours, or 4 cycles, which is 6 hours. If you can master the 90-minute rule, you can cut hours off your night and actually gain energy. Have you ever lain in bed for 9 hours but only actually slept for 6? This is called junk sleep. We have an epidemic of junk sleep. We spend time trying to sleep, scrolling on our phones in bed or tossing and turning. This trains your brain that the bed is a place for thinking, not sleeping. To sleep less, you must increase your sleep density. Here is the rule. The bed is for sleeping only. If you are not asleep within 20 minutes, get up, leave the room, read a boring book. Do not go back to bed until you are struggling to keep your eyes open. We need to compress your sleep window. Think about a sponge. If you have a large sponge and pour a cup of water on it, the sponge is barely wet. That's your 8 hours of sleep with low quality. Now shrink the sponge. Pour the same water. The sponge is soaked. That's 6 hours of high-efficiency sleep. Scientific studies show that when you slightly restrict your time in bed, Your body compensates by diving into deep sleep faster. It cuts out the fluff. It gets straight to the repair work. You have a master clock inside your brain. It is called the circadian rhythm. If this clock is broken, you can sleep for 10 hours and still feel terrible. If this clock is optimized, you can sleep 5 hours and feel like Superman. So how do we set the clock? Light. The moment you wake up, you need photons. You need sunlight hitting your eyes. This triggers a cortisol spike, which sounds bad, but in the morning it is essential. It tells your body the day has started. This sets a timer for 16 hours later to release melatonin, the sleep hormone. If you wake up and stay in a dark room, your body thinks it is still night. You will feel groggy. Darkness. At night, blue light is the enemy. Your phone, your laptop, your TV, they emit blue light that mimics the sun. When you look at Instagram at 11 p.m., you are chemically telling your brain it is noon. Your brain stops producing melatonin. If you want to sleep less hours, those hours must be black. Use blackout curtains. Wear an eye mask. Total darkness ensures you stay in deep sleep. Temperature. Your body needs to drop its core temperature by about 2 to 3 degrees to initiate sleep. If your room is too hot, you will wake up. Set your thermostat to around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. A cold room equals a deep coma-like sleep. You cannot drive a Ferrari on cheap gas, and you cannot expect high-performance sleep on a bad diet. Let's talk about the biggest sleep killer, caffeine. We all love coffee, but caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours. This means if you drink a Starbucks at 4 p.m., at 10 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your bloodstream. It might not stop you from falling asleep, but it will steal your deep sleep. You will wake up tired, reach for more coffee, and repeat the cycle. The rule is simple. No caffeine 10 hours before bed. If you sleep at 11 p.m., your last coffee is 1 p.m., period. Next, alcohol. Many people use a nightcap to fall asleep. Alcohol is a sedative, yes, it knocks you out, but it destroys REM sleep. It fragments your rest. You will wake up dehydrated and anxious. If you want to sleep 6 hours and feel fresh, alcohol is not your friend. Also, remember hydration. When you wake up, you are dehydrated. Before you touch coffee, drink 16 ounces of water. This flushes out the metabolic waste from your brain and jumpstarts your energy. What if I told you that you are genetically designed to sleep twice a day? Historically, humans practiced biphasic sleep, a long chunk at night and a short rest in the afternoon. If you are cutting your night sleep down to 5 or 6 hours, you must master the power nap. This is not a 3-hour lazy Sunday nap. This is a surgical strike. The NASA nap. A 26-minute nap improves performance by 34% and alertness by 54%. The perfect duration is 20 minutes. Why 20 minutes? Because if you sleep longer than 30 minutes, you enter deep sleep. If you wake up from deep sleep, you get sleep drunkenness. Keep it to 20 minutes. You stay in light sleep, you clear out adenosine, the fatigue chemical, and you wake up rebooted. Here's a pro tip, the coffee nap. Drink a cup of espresso. Immediately set an alarm for 20 minutes and close your eyes. It takes 20 minutes for caffeine to hit your brain. Just as you are waking up from your nap, the caffeine kicks in. It's a double boost of energy. The battle is won or lost in the first 60 seconds of your day. You sleep 6 hours, the alarm goes off. You hit snooze, you just lost the war. When you hit snooze and drift back off, you start a new sleep cycle that you cannot finish. You are practically guaranteeing that you will feel terrible for the next 4 hours. The protocol is this. Number 1, put your alarm across the room. You physically have to get up to turn it off. Number 2, get light immediately. Open the curtains. Number 3, move. Do 10 jumping jacks, push-ups, anything to get the heart rate up. You need to tell your body, we are awake. Survival mode is on. Let's review the math one last time. The average person sleeps 8 hours but wakes up tired. You are now going to target 4 cycles, which is 6 hours, or 5 cycles, which is 7.5 hours. You are going to optimize your light. You are going to cool your room. You are going to cut caffeine by noon, and you are going to use a 20-minute power nap if you need a recharge. If you save just 90 minutes a night, that's roughly 10 hours a week. That's 500 hours a year. That's 20 extra days of life every single year. What could you build with 20 extra days? What could you learn? How much money could you make? The belief that you need to be unconscious for 1/3 of your life is a myth. Quality is the new quantity. Tonight, set your alarm based on your cycles. Sleep deep, wake up driven, and own your day. This is not just about sleeping less, it's about living more.
We have covered the foundation, the cycles, the light, the naps. But if you want to become truly elite, if you want to operate on 5 hours of sleep and feel better than most people do on 9, we need to go deeper. Welcome to Part 2, the Advanced Protocols. Here, we move from biology to biohacking. We are going to discuss the chemical stack, the mental off switches, and the lifestyle adjustments that separate the amateurs from the pros. Chapter 7. The Chemical Advantage. In the United States, melatonin is the most popular sleep supplement. But here is the truth. Melatonin is a hormone. When you take it in pill form, you are telling your brain to stop producing it naturally. Over time, this ruins your natural clock. If you want to sleep less and wake up fresh, do not take hormones. Instead, feed your brain the building blocks it needs to relax. We call this the sleep cocktail. Component number 1, magnesium. Most high performers are deficient in magnesium because stress burns it up. Magnesium is the brake pedal for your nervous system. But do not buy just any magnesium. You want magnesium threonate or magnesium bisglycinate. These forms cross the blood-brain barrier and physically relax your mind. Component number 2, L-theanine. This is an amino acid found in green tea. It increases alpha brain waves. Alpha waves are the state of calm focus. If you are the type of person whose mind races the moment your head hits the pillow, L-theanine is the answer. It quiets the internal chatter without sedating you. Component number 3, apigenin. This is a compound found in chamomile. It acts as a mild sedative that helps you transition into sleep faster. This stack, magnesium, theanine, and apigenin, does not knock you out. It simply turns down the volume of the world so your body can do its job. Chapter 8. The Dopamine Detox. We talked about blue light earlier, but light is only half the problem. The other half is dopamine. If you are watching a thriller movie, scrolling through TikTok, or reading angry emails at 10 p.m., your brain is flooded with dopamine and adrenaline. Biologically, your brain thinks you are in a high-stakes environment. It thinks you are hunting or fighting. You cannot go from fighting a tiger to deep sleep in 5 minutes. You need a runway. You need a 60-minute buffer zone before bed where you consume 0 novel content. No new emails, no scrolling, no news. Read fiction, listen to slow jazz, stretch. You have to bore your brain to sleep. If you do not create this runway, you will lose the first 90 minutes of your sleep tossing and turning. That's 90 minutes of lost recovery. Chapter 9. The Brain Dump Protocol. How many times have you lain in bed, ready to sleep, and suddenly you remembered, I forgot to send that email, or I need to call my mom? This is called an open loop. Your brain hates open loops. It will keep you awake to make sure you don't forget. Here's the fix. The brain dump. Keep a physical notebook next to your bed, not your phone. A notebook. 2 hours before you sleep, write down everything that's on your mind, every task, every worry, every idea. Once it's on paper, your brain marks the file as saved. It can now relax. You are outsourcing your memory to the paper. This simple habit can save you 20 minutes of falling asleep time every single night. Chapter 10. Non-sleep deep rest, or in the ancient traditions, Yoga Nidra. This is a state where you are awake, but your body is fully asleep. 20 minutes of NSDR has been shown to replenish dopamine levels and reduce cortisol just as effectively as 3 hours of napping. You can find free audio scripts for this online. You lie down, you listen to a body scan, you slow your breathing. You do not sleep, you hover on the edge. If you are a high performer trying to sleep less, NSDR is your emergency backup generator. Use it when the night fails you.
Chapter 11. The Weekend Trap. This is where most people fail. They follow the routine Monday through Friday. They sleep 6 hours, they wake up early. But then comes Saturday. They sleep in until 11 a.m. They think they are catching up on sleep. Science calls this social jet lag. When you sleep in on the weekend, you shift your circadian rhythm. Come Sunday night, your body thinks it is still afternoon. You cannot fall asleep. Monday morning, you wake up destroyed. This is not because of the work week. It is because you gave yourself jet lag without ever getting on a plane. If you want to master low sleep performance, you must wake up at the same time every single day, even Sunday. If you need more rest on the weekend, take a nap, but do not shift your wake-up time. Consistency is the king of energy. Chapter 12. Gut Health and Sleep Quality. Your stomach is your second brain. If your stomach is working hard, your brain cannot rest. If you eat a heavy meal, steak, pasta, sugar, 2 hours before bed, your body diverts energy to digestion. This raises your core body temperature. Remember, we need your temperature to drop to stay asleep. Digestion creates heat. This leads to micro-awakenings. You might not remember them, but you are waking up 10 to 20 times an hour. You wake up feeling like you ran a marathon. The rule: stop eating 3 hours before sleep. If you must eat, keep it light. No carbs, no sugar. Go to bed slightly hungry. A fasted state promotes deep sleep and increases growth hormone release. Chapter 13. The Cold Truth. We talked about a cool room, but let's talk about a cold body. There is a biohack used by Navy SEALs to wake up instantly. It is the cold shower. I know, you hate the idea. Everyone does. But here's the biology. When cold water hits your skin, your body releases a massive flood of norepinephrine. This is a focus chemical. It stays in your system for hours. If you are sleeping only 5 or 6 hours, you need a catalyst to start your engine. You do not need to freeze for 10 minutes. Just 30 seconds of cold water at the end of your shower is enough to shock your system into high gear. Combine this with sunlight, and you are more awake than the person who slept 10 hours and drank 3 coffees. Chapter 14. Don't obsess over the data. We live in the age of smartwatches, Oura rings, Whoop straps, Apple watches. These tools are great, but they have created a new disorder called orthosomnia. This is the anxiety caused by tracking your sleep. You wake up feeling good, then you look at your watch. It says sleep score 40. Suddenly, you feel tired. You let the data dictate your reality. The placebo effect is powerful. In one study, researchers told people they slept poorly, even when they slept well. Those people performed worse on IQ tests. Then they told people they slept perfectly, even when they slept poorly. Those people performed better. Use the data as a guide, not a god. If you feel good, you are good. Do not let a plastic ring tell you how to feel. Chapter 15. The Psychology of Identity. Finally, the most important hack of all, your story. If you walk around telling everyone, "I am so tired, I only slept 5 hours, I need coffee," you are programming your brain to look for fatigue. You are adopting the identity of a tired person. Change the narrative. Tell yourself, "I am built for speed, my body is efficient, I recover fast." Energy is often a choice. It is a state of mind generated by purpose. If you are excited about your mission, if you are obsessed with your goals, your body will find the energy. Look at Elon Musk. Look at the ancient generals. They ran on fire and purpose. Your body has a reserve tank that is 10 times deeper than you think, but you can only access it if you stop complaining about being tired. Final grand conclusion. We have traveled a long way in this hour. We deconstructed the 8-hour myth. We learned about the 90-minute cycles. We optimized the light, the temperature, and the caffeine timing. We learned how to nap like an astronaut, and we unlocked the advanced chemical and mental protocols to deepen your recovery. The goal of life is not to arrive at the grave well rested. The goal is to arrive having totally used yourself up, having built something great, having experienced everything. You now have the manual to reclaim your time. You have the tools to sleep less and live more. The rest is up to you. Tonight, set the environment, prepare the mind, and tomorrow, wake up and conquer. Thank you for listening.